Hello and welcome to the Tarkus Zone. Thank you for joining me. Today we're playing the game Meet Your Maker, and we're going to be looking at Outpost-Cheese, and it is mastered. It's been up obviously a few days now, and it has given me some amazing stats. It was always in brutal category. This was the base that I created that I want to layer a bunch of hokey nonsense into. You know, all the thing that people were complaining about, I threw it into this base just as a almost like an open joke, and I figured a lot of people were going to tap out on it. And to be honest with you, a lot of people tapped out with the all F4, the task manager crap. Like, you know, these numbers that you see here, the 11.7 kill ratio with the 1,135 deaths, there would be a lot more deaths in that list if people hadn't done the just jumping out of the game nonsense and not giving me credit for their kills. But I had a lot of that activity, and I guess it's par for the course when you make a cheesy base as bad as this one. So the base is mastered. I had 97 attempts, and it just basically turned master like 20 minutes ago. And these are the totals. It got 31 funds, 46 brutals, 21 ingeniouses, and 21 artistics. It was really a great base. It did a lot of damage, as you can see. We're gonna look at the base now, and then we're gonna put it in social. But yeah, these numbers would be a lot higher. I could show you the board. Just recently, I had a guy during the window of time where you get the most raids during its master, when it's about to be mastered. I had one guy go in there for 20 minutes, and then he did the Alt F4 or whatever, the task manager, and he logged out of the game so I wouldn't get credit. And you'll see that on the board when you see 0 deaths, 0 Genmat gotten, but yet they'd been in there for 20 minutes. That's how they get you. You know, basically the builder gets SOL'd in that situation. Okay, so in the front of this place, I just had 2 Hornets, target practice. Had a little sentinel up here, target practice really. I consider this like a warm-up squad before people get into this nightmare. And then you get into here. This trap here is my signature trap at the door. People get killed by this all the time. If I showed you videos on this map, this trap, it doesn't get them the first time they get in. It's like the 5th and 6th time they die, and they're on their 6th or 7th attempt, and they forget about this trap, and they just get hit by it. Same thing with this Inferno trap, is they forget about it. So when they go running in here all frustrated, they forget about some traps. You know, they'll remember this one, but they'll forget this one. So I have an Inferno trap up there, one to the side, and obviously the Impaler trap right there at the entrance. Now this is where the nightmare really gets bad. It's the pistons on the floor. An actual good aimed grenade could take out two good grenades could take out this whole section on the right and this whole section on the left. So 2 placed grenades could take out the entire first section of my base without any effort. And I've seen people do it. I mean, that's the beauty of the grenades, is if you know how to use them, this is where you would use them. And then at the ceiling, I've got some traps, bolt traps, some Inferno traps, and the Sentinels placed here. And like I said, if you take out these traps here with the with grenades, and then just, you know, deal with these traps up here separately, it's not really hard to get that into the room. And then I've got some Sentinels in the back here, some enforcers, and a cannon back at the very top of that ledge up there. So looking at it from this direction. So once you take care of this section, it goes deeper into the nightmare, the Outpost-Cheese. These guys are going to be shooting you from behind. Plus I got some bolt traps. A bolt trap there that's on double shot and hunter. And then you've got the ones that are in the ceiling. Then you move into the next section. You've got Hornets flying around. Some Inferno trap there in the Hornet, a piston trap in the center to slow a speedrunner down. Making these opaque made sense. This way you couldn't shoot through them to get these traps. You'd have to actually tuck around the corner to get them. I put the these cubes in the ceiling so that people wouldn't grapple up. And then you've got to deal with the enforcers on your right and the cannonback, the cannonbacks on your right and the enforcers on your left. And then you move further in, and then this trap's here just in case you try tucking in away from that inferno trap that's at the end of the hall. This trap here has self-destruct on it. There's impaler trap, so if you are here standing when you kill this trap, it's going to kill you. Some more traps in the ceiling, foot facing down. Some more sentinels in here, a bunch more sentinels, a few more hornets. Then you got the enforcer at the top there. And then you come into this area here where you got another set of traps, the piston, the inferno trap, and then you got the inferno trap at the end of the hall, and the inferno trap on the floor, and the piston on the ceiling, and another inferno trap here on the side. This whole thing is a nightmare. It's not too bad if you're trying to duo it, but as an individual, I just don't see it. It just, this, like I said, this was I said to myself, I'm going to make an outpost that is the worst kind of outpost. And this is just the first floor. All right, so moving down, we've got another bolt trap in your face, another impaler trap coming down the hall into facing an inferno trap, and an angled inferno trap coming at you with a piston on the floor. Inferno trap there, impaler on the floor, so if you go in and destroy it, you'll be standing on an impaler. And then you've got this, another impaler, and then you've got the whole room of sentinels with the mod of self-destruct. So if you're in this room at all, when you destroy any one of these sentinels, they're gonna self-destruct, and you're trapped in this little room. And then I've got this inferno trap, and then I've got this impaler down here, and then I've got an inferno trap there. I call them inferno traps, but they're incinerators. And then once you grab the Genmat, these are second wave, and these enforcers drop down with Dead Man Switch. So these enforcers up here drop down through these cubes because they're on second wave. So once you grab the Genmat, these guys jump down, Dead Man Switch, and then will kill you in this room. If you've made it through the Dead Man Switch, then you're out and golden. I've got no second wave traps at all for this beast. It's a really short map. It did a lot of killing. I called it Outpost-Cheese. It had its day. It's now going into social. And the social it is. And then we're just going to hit exit. Well, that's it, folks. The Outpost-Cheese is mastered. Thank you for joining me. And this has been the Tarkus Zone.